Welcome back to Story-Based English. I'm so glad you're here today because we're about to explore an incredible true story that will blow your mind. But before we start, if you're new here, please hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, share it with your friends who are learning English, and drop a comment below telling me what you think about today's story. Your support means the world to me. Now, let's dive in. Imagine hanging from a building that's 508 meters tall, with no ropes, no harness, absolutely nothing to save you if you make one wrong move.
That's exactly what Alex Honnold did in January 2026 when he decided to climb the iconic Taipei 101 Tower in Taiwan. But here's the thing, this wasn't just any ordinary climb. Alex is world famous for climbing mountains without safety equipment, a practice called free soloing. However, climbing a skyscraper in the middle of a city is a completely different challenge. But what made him do it? And what secret was he hiding that morning?
The surfaces of modern buildings are smooth, artificial, and every single movement must be calculated with millimetric precision. As Alex stood at the base of the tower, looking up at the massive structure piercing the sky, he knew he was about to attempt something that very few people in the world would dare to try. But there was something else on his mind that morning, something that made him doubt for the first time in years. The question haunting his thoughts was simple but terrifying. What if the glass breaks? Unlike the natural rock he knew so well, modern buildings are made of unpredictable materials. A glass panel could give way, a metal structure could be loose, a window frame could snap. His hands were already sweating, and he hadn't even touched the building yet. But Alex didn't get there by chance. He had spent weeks preparing for this moment, and what he discovered during his preparation would change everything. What did he find? Let me tell you. Alex spent countless hours studying every inch of the tower, memorizing the architectural patterns, identifying the safest points to place his hands and feet. He watched videos, analyzed photographs, and even consulted with engineers who knew the building's structure inside and out. But there was one problem nobody could solve for him: the wind. At 500 meters high, wind speeds can reach dangerous levels, strong enough to pull a person off the side of a building. On the morning of the climb, weather reports showed unpredictable gusts coming from the east. Any experienced climber would have postponed the attempt, would have waited for better conditions. But Alex had made a promise, a commitment that went beyond his own safety. He had dedicated this climb to raising awareness about climate change and the importance of sustainable architecture. Thousands of people were watching online, waiting to see if he would actually go through with it. The pressure was immense, but something unexpected happened right before he started.
Just as Alex was about to begin his ascent, a young boy approached him with his mother. The child, no more than 8 years old, looked up at Alex with wide eyes full of admiration and said in broken English, "You are my hero. Please be careful." Those simple words hit Alex harder than any challenge he'd ever faced. Suddenly, this wasn't just about him anymore. It was about showing this kid and millions of others what's possible when you face your fears. Alex smiled, knelt down to the boy's level, and replied, "I promise I'll be careful, and I promise to make it to the top." With those words echoing in his mind, Alex placed his first hand on the cold glass surface of Taipei 101. The climb began, slowly, deliberately. Each movement was like a carefully choreographed dance. His fingers found tiny ledges that most people wouldn't even notice. His feet pressed against narrow metal frames. 50 meters up, then 100, then 200. But then something went wrong. What happened next would test everything Alex had ever learned.
At around 300 meters high, roughly 2/3 of the way up, Alex reached for what he thought was a secure metal beam. The moment his full weight transferred onto it, he felt it shift slightly. His heart stopped. Time seemed to freeze. In that split second, every decision he'd ever made flashed before his eyes. But this is where years of training and mental preparation kicked in. Instead of panicking, Alex took a deep breath, redistributed his weight carefully, and found an alternative route. He kept climbing. Meter by meter, floor by floor, he pushed through the fear, through the burning sensation in his muscles, through the voice in his head telling him to give up. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, Alex pulled himself onto the observation deck at the top of Taipei 101. He had done it. He had conquered one of the tallest buildings in the world with nothing but his hands, his determination, and his courage. So here's what I want you to remember from Alex's story. The only limits that exist are the ones you place on yourself. Dream big, prepare well, and never let fear decide your future.
Thanks for watching Story-Based English. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment below.